The Killer Cat Strikes Back. Chapter 6. Little Miss Ugly Pot. I wasn't the only one in the house to hate those ugly pots enough to want to be rid of all of them. Next morning I strolled into the living room at my usual time to find Ellie's father sitting on the sofa, right next to my sunny spot. There was a look in his eye I'd never seen before. For a moment I couldn't work out what it was, and then I realised he was pleased to see me. Weird, or what? He put out a welcoming hand. "Come on, Pussy. Here, Pussy. Well, stretch my stripes. Come on, Pussy." The man's never pined for my company before. Do I recall many a happy hour spent on his lap, being gently stroked and petted? No, I do not. Clearly he wanted something. I took a quick look around the room and voila! He had moved little Miss Last Ugly Pot down to the coffee table. Aha! So that's what he's hoping for. An action replay of yesterday's excellent result. One little soft pour out prodding, one quick choir whoops, and a freshly smashed pot in the rubbish bin. I won't say I wasn't tempted. That was one nasty pot. The world would be a prettier place for being rid of it. If I am scrupulously honest, I think that pot would have looked nicer in bits on the floor than it did as one lump on the table. And I'm an obliging family pet, always keen to help out when I can. I stuck my paw out, ready. Then he made his big mistake. "That's right," he said. "Good boy." Good boy? What does he think I am, a stupid dog? I gave him the cool, slow blink. If he'd had anything but cloth for brains, he would have known what it meant. That blink meant, "Excuse me, which one of us is the one who is trained like a dog? Do I do what I want? No, I do not. Do I come when you call? No, I go my own sweet way. I am a cat. You, on the other hand, are perfectly well trained. If I am hungry, all I have to do is walk around your legs a few times, half tripping you up, and you open a tin. If I want to go out, I stand by the door and yowl as if I'm about to throw up, and you're over in a flash to open it. Who is the one who should be saying, 'Good boy' round here, Buster? Yes, not you, me. More than one way to make a point, of course. I chose to do it by giving him the runaround. I kept him on tenterhooks, padding up and down the coffee table. He's such a hypocrite. Usually he'd push me off. I let my fur graze the pot more closely every time I passed, and every now and again I even stretched out a paw as if to stroke that nasty potty lump he was just so hoping I would break. I even gave it a little push so it toppled a little. Almost fell off the side. Almost. Not quite. "Come on," he urged me. "You can do it. You're a clumsy enough cat." Clumsy, eh? So things were getting nasty, I could have told him. Not a thing gets smashed by me in this house unless I choose to smash it. Call us clats clever? call us cunning, call us caterwauling, but never call us clumsy. And then he really blew it. He changed tack. Come on, he wheedled, smash it for me, please. Sweet pussy, sweet, sweet pussy. How dare he? What a nerve! Can you believe this man? 5 years we've lived together, and he calls me sweet. It's an insult. I felt like scratching him, I really did. Instead, I took revenge. I made my eyes go huge and set my fur up on end. I did my just seen a ghost in the doorway act. It's very good. And then, to put icing on the cake, I shot backward along the coffee table at about 100 miles an hour until I knocked the pretty china dish he loves so much off the other end, shattering it to pieces and spilling all the coins he keeps in there on the floor. He was still chasing money around the room when the doorbell rang. Mr. Harris from next door, and as usual, he was selling raffle tickets. Sorry, said Ellie's father, as he always did. Unfortunately, just at this moment, I happen to be out of spare change. Mr. Harris looked at the money spilling out of Ellie's father's cupped hands. All that'll do, he said. All that will buy at least one ticket, and it's a really good prize, especially for your family. It's a brand new car. Clearly, we cats are not the only ones around here who are fed up with coughing for an hour or two each time anyone in the family sets off on a car trip. So what could Ellie's father do? He had to buy a ticket or look like the cheapskate he is. By the time he came back, he was in a real temper. I find unpleasantness in others a terrible trial. We cats do have our dignity. All that I chose to do was push the last ugly pot well away from the table edge. I shifted it this way a bit, then I shifted it that. Then I left it sitting very safely indeed, right in the middle, where no one could ever knock it over and break it by mistake. Then I stuck my tail up proudly high, and I stalked out.